Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching our MSAD YouTube channel. Tonight is our fourth open house / town hall where we get to talk about our school. We're going to talk about our after school student life program and our athletic program. We have two wonderful staff with us, Rhonda and Lee, and our student life director and our athletic director. So we'll turn it over to both of them to talk about our programs. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Rhonda Donatucci. This is my name sign. I'm the student life director for both campuses, the deaf and blind campuses. So Lee, did you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Lee Jones. I work as the athletic director at MSAD and have been for the last 6 years, and have been working with the athletic program during that time.
I was in education world for many years. I taught K through 12. I was the team lead, and then I became the student life director. So we've had a big impact on students' lives, and I'm really motivated and love this job. So here at MSAD, I actually graduated from here in 1996. I worked at different schools and eventually made it back here to my alma mater. I really love this place. So talking about our student life program here, student life involves many different activities, including athletics as well, which Lee will talk about after me. In the dorm, students can stay in the building. We have two different dorm buildings here, Tate Hall and another dorm building, Wilkins Hall. So we do have two dorm buildings on campus, and students are spread out based on age and based on girls and boys, and we have the staff spread out as well. So we help each other run this program. We also have after school programming. We run that Monday through Thursday, and it is open to all dorm students and day students as well. We have many day students that are involved in our student life after school programming. Student life, to be involved in it, you have to be 4 years old and potty trained to be involved in our after school programming activities, which include a variety of activities, clubs, cooking class, the arts and crafts. Guest speakers are brought in on occasion to teach different skills. We open that up at age 4, like I said, and then we have age appropriate groups like 4 through 5th grade is a group. We have larger activities. Sometimes we break that down into smaller groups depending on the activities. Sometimes we'll do 4-year-olds through 1st and 2nd grade, and then we also have middle school and high school as their own groups, or we can bring high school and middle school together for different activities as well. So the after school programming is typically 3 to 5 for our younger students, which is those 4-year-olds through 5th grade, and the high schoolers and middle schoolers can stay until 9 in the evening. And then that's when the day students would go home and the dorm students would go back to their dorms. We have an ed center for homework help after school for an hour. And then it's available in the evenings as well for tutoring and help. Our activities coordinator is responsible for running different activities. We have a calendar of activities based on the groupings and the ages, and those activities are run with the dorm staff's help. And we try to really please everyone and kind of meet everyone's interest areas at the same time. We have monthly activities as well. We have a calendar on a monthly basis that's sent out, and that fee, we do have fees, and that covers the whole school year. Some families prefer to send their children Mondays and Wednesdays, or maybe they want to send them Monday through Thursday. It really is based on the family preferences to meet their needs, and there is just a fee for the day things for after school as well. So the goal of the student life programming as a whole is focusing on independent skills, personal health and safety, hygiene skills, time management, conflict resolution, responsibility, and self-care. So it's not just after school and in the evening, but it's overnight for the students who live in the dorm from Sunday to Friday. Fridays, those students go home to their families at 2 o'clock. Moving on to the next slide, you can see there's different pictures of some activities. We have a big building with a tower. That's the dorm. We have business offices there. It's our very large building on campus. And then you'll see different activities in the other pictures on this slide. We had a party. We host different events on a monthly basis. And then they're making eggs. I think last week we had a guest speaker come in. We had a police officer from Faribault come in and teach the children how to be safe, some bike safety things, and we got to meet their dog as well. So it was a really nice, fun event for the kids. Student life. Lee and I work closely together for our activities and our athletics to make sure that we meet all of the students' interest areas. They can be involved in athletics and student life activities both. And with that, I'll turn it over to Lee.
So I'd like to explain a little bit about our athletic program here that we have at MSAD. Our athletic program is a rich history. You know, Rhonda has many years involved being a coach in the past, and her own experiences as an athlete. We've had so many opportunities for our students to participate in sports and achieve national championships. So athletics, there is a lot of incidental learning that happens outside of the classroom. Socializing between players, problem resolution, working with coaches, competing against opponents. There's a lot of knowledge to be gained through sports. So we're not only focused on sports, we also have some more academic participation or academic activities. But overall, this covers K through 12. There are many different activities. We have sports. It could be team sports. It could be individual sports, or our co-op sports, which means that we partner up with another school so our kids can play sports that we don't offer here. So for example, swimming. MSAD does not have a pool, and we don't have a team, so then our students could join one of the neighboring schools in town to participate in their team. So that's the concept of the sports that we can offer, and there are a lot. Before I go through sports, I want to focus on those academic competitions, which are really cool. We have our spelling bee, that is for our elementary kids. We have regional, so this, kids kindergarten, actually first grade up to fifth grade compete in our school. We have the spelling bee, and then the top 3 from our school participate then in the national level. So it's a great opportunity for them to learn and practice their spelling. So that's one example. We also have a Battle of the Books. We have groupings of levels, 3 or 4 participants at each group level, and they read a specific number of books, and then they will participate in a competition under Gallaudet University, who runs the program. So they ask different questions. The students have to answer those, and then they earn points for their team. If they go far, they can participate in the national level. Just recently, our Buff team did go to Washington, D.C. last week. It was a great experience. There's a few pictures you can see on the side where our Battle of the Books team went, and they competed against other deaf schools and other deaf and hard of hearing programs from around the country. It was a great opportunity for them. We also have Trivia Cup and Academic Bowl. These are more subjects that students answer questions about. And our Academic Bowl team did go to Washington, D.C. this past weekend. They had a great time there. So they have a lot of opportunities to be involved in national competitions, not just in our school. Moving on to athletics, the sports that we offer in the fall, we'll go through that as well as winter and spring. We do offer co-op sports, like I mentioned before. For our sports offerings in the fall, we have youth clinics. We have a co-ed volleyball for our younger students. For our older students, we have a girls volleyball team. We have football. Those are offered in the fall. During the winter, we offer cheerleading for our younger students as well. We have co-ed youth basketball, and if we have a good number of players, then we are able to have a girls and boys squad, or we may have a co-ed squad. It depends on skill levels and number of students. For high school, and it's actually 7th on up, but they can participate in high school level basketball. We have a girls and boys team. We also have cheerleading. So those are our winter sports that we offer. For the spring, we have track and field. That tends to be individual or team sport. So that is our spring. We also offer youth clinics in the spring for soccer, flag football, and different things that we work together with the dorm on hosting for our young kids. For co-op sports, we tend to partner with 2 schools in town, either Bethlehem Academy or the Faribault High School. And those are for specific sports that MSAD does not have. Our students will participate on their teams. So if an athlete is interested and they want to be involved in gymnastics or baseball, softball, they can participate in that. And our staff interpreters attend those practices and interpret their interactions with their peers and their coaches in that sport. So those are the co-op sports that we offer. And if you want more detailed information or you want to know about specific sports that we co-op for, please email me and I can give you that information. For our students 8th grade on up, they participate in the Great Plains Schools for the Deaf conference. That is 8 deaf schools from the Midwest, and they compete in different activities. So we have sports, we have a volleyball tournament, we have a basketball tournament, along with a cheer competition, and then track and field. We also have our GPSD triathlon. So that's academic bowl, ASL bowl, and oratorical. And for those, they compete against the other schools in the GPSD conference. And when those are competitions and tournaments that we're involved in every year. Once in a while, we do participate in some bigger national tournaments, such as the Clare Classic, which is for basketball, Spike Out, which is volleyball, and the Berg Seeger track and field meet. Those are hosted annually with other schools, many larger schools for the deaf, and then there are other invites that are sent out to other schools. So those are opportunities for our students to socialize with kids from other schools around the country. They meet those other deaf students. What I want to emphasize about our coaches is our coaches are able to directly communicate with their athletes. They're able to provide a role model. Oftentimes, when students are athletes in the public school, they may be the only deaf athlete. It may be hard to communicate. There may be frustrations. But here at MSAD, there is direct communication through sign language. If someone is deaf, but they haven't learned sign yet, that is okay. They can participate. We provide interpreters. So once a student picks up that sign language, and they often pick it up quickly, the interpreters back up, and then the student is able to go about their day on their own. So it provides that social experience, which is really cool that you get from athletics and participating in that. So it's great opportunity for these students to have these rich athletic experiences, but also those social opportunities. So that is what we've been focusing on with our athletic department. We have many different departments on campus, but I think students always enjoy their athletic experiences, and they have been very positive.
And adding to that, Lee, we have many staff who, hearing or deaf alike, and some families feel like, oh, do I have to know sign in order to communicate with us here? But nope, there are people who work here that are hearing, and we do provide ASL classes, which is a big benefit for the families to learn sign for themselves and for their students.
Yes. Oh, I also want to add about GPSD. We also have out-of-state travel, and that's a good experience for our kids. A lot of them, it's their best memories, those out-of-state trips, being on the bus. Sometimes they fly. Once they get there, they sleep in the dorms of different campus. They're meeting other kids, tasting their food on campus. So it's always a rich experience, and a lot of kids mention that as their favorite memories from sports here.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rhonda and Lee, for presenting on those programs. Shannon, you can stop recording at this time.